Hi.
We're here!
We are here.
Yes!
Welcome to a very special episode of Sidewalk Slam. This is the WTF is about to happen at WrestleMania episode.
Pretty much, man. Like, catch me up.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Catch me outside. catch me up outside.
Yeah.
How about that? We're going to talk about the storylines leading into WrestleMania, so that in case you need a primer on the show, we can fill you in, and also so that the WrestleMania episode doesn't additionally have the length of this episode's worth of recap.
Yeah, dude. We need to do this
There's
episode.
a lot.
There's so much.
a lot.
Yeah, because, like, we haven't covered SmackDown since Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like 6 weeks or something like that.
So, as a heads up, this episode will not have any intercut video bits, and I'm sorry about that. I know that it makes the YouTube version more entertaining to watch, but it also means that by not doing that, I can get this episode out, like, right away. Yeah. Like, I'm hoping, we're recording it on Thursday, I'm hoping for it to go up, like, later tonight. That's the plan. So, yeah, we're just
at the latest tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
we're just going to be talking about everything, hopefully, that you need to know. It's previews and predictions. Also, we can make our call about how we think the show's going to go. And
I am utterly fascinated by this card.
Yeah,
like,
there's some weird stuff.
I'm just fascinated because, like, I don't know what they're going to do.
No, I have no idea.
I have no idea, and I'm just like, there's some things that I feel like are obvious, but I still feel like I'm not 100% confident that that's what they're going to do. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Let's start with the matches that we know for sure are going to be on the pre-show. Yeah. There's a chance that other stuff will be bumped to the pre-show, but the ones that we know for sure are going to be on the pre-show.
All right, first, before we start.
Yes.
I feel like, if they didn't call it the pre-show, do you think there'd be less anger about it?
The kickoff, they call it.
The kickoff show, but you know what I mean? Like, wrestling fans in general, especially the hardcore fans, feel like being put on the pre-show is an insult.
Yeah. And even if the wrestlers themselves don't really seem to mind?
There was a great tweet by Austin Aries. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
But he's like, they put me there to elevate the pre-show, right?
Yeah, he's like, now you have to watch it.
Yeah. And it's like, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's just like, I feel like if we called it something else than the pre-show, maybe people wouldn't be as upset, but I'm coming around on it. Like,
well, you can't argue that the matches that to the WWE management matter less get put on the pre-show, because obviously they do, right? There's sort of like a progression of what they consider to be the most important, more entertaining matches in increasing amounts as the show goes on. So there is a bit of that where you can't deny that at some point someone said, this match can go on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's the most insulting thing in the world.
No.
So.
I don't think so.
The first match, because this will be very easy to talk about, the 2017 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
What is it, armbar?
Yeah.
The armbar!
Its armbar is Andre the Giant. The A from Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Andre the Giant, all one word.
No. It's on...
I thought it was Andre Memorial, like the R from Memorial.
Yeah, the R, it's the Andre the Giant Memorial.
There we go. Yeah.
Battle Royal.
Yeah.
The armbar. They call it the armbar. Whatever. Anyway.
I called that at work.
It's
I was
a
like,
battle.
Yeah, the fucking armbar. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, I had to explain it to him. And he's like, that's dumb. I was like,
dumb.
Shut up. It's great. Like, don't you talk shit.
So it's a battle royal.
It's
a battle royal for the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy.
Yeah.
Previous winners have been Baron Corbin, of course, is the current winner.
Yeah.
Big Show prior to that, and I want to say Cesaro was the inaugural winner.
Yeah, because it started at 30, right?
Yeah.
Because Cesaro won the first year, Big Show won it the next year, Corbin won it last year, and now we're here.
Really, all it means is, all that's at stake is for the next year you get to be introduced as the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and Baron Corbin now stops being introduced that way.
To be fair, though, Corbin debuted at the armbar last year.
Yeah, that was his main roster debut.
I feel like they've done a good job with Corbin.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. I don't think it's as like. I think it's more important than people give it credit for, right? I mean, Corbin's a perfect example.
It did nothing for Cesaro.
No.
But when Big Show won it, that's like the only battle royal he's ever won.
Yeah.
Because they keep, anytime Big Show enters a battle royal, they're always every time they're like, how can anyone throw the Big Show over the top rope? And then it always happens.
And like
this was like, oh, he actually won one.
Yeah.
Neat.
The biggest man won the actual battle royal.
So this is going to be everyone that they don't have anything for. Some people from NXT, maybe some returning people. Like last year, Tatanka was just in there.
Oh yeah, the Stealth Tatanka.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
Chuck.
there's a couple people. There's a couple people that we know will be in it.
Yeah.
They like made a big deal on their YouTube channel today about Mark Henry is going to be in it.
Oh really? They also announced that the that first superstar from China that they signed is going to be in it. Tian something.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't remember his name. I'm really blanking.
I only just barely heard about that.
Yeah,
today.
I just read about it this morning.
And Sami Zayn declared that he would be in the match, and then Steph made him have a match to be in the match, but he
beat KO in a no disqualification match.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
We'll get to that because that ties into Rollins versus Triple H.
But the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, there's nothing really going on. Big scope story. I'm sure there will be little story moments in there from depending on who's in it. But broadly speaking, we don't have to really worry.
I think we can just. I mean,
because the Battle Royal is unlike the Royal Rumble, where everyone like comes in increments. The Royal Rumble is just like, all right, everyone get in the ring and go.
Yeah.
So it's just a melee.
I think. I mean, safe money bet is Poke Braun. But I want to say dark horse bet might be Samoa Joe.
They'll
just put him in there and then he'll destroy everyone.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. That's my dark horse pick is Samoa Joe.
Also on the kickoff show is Alexa Bliss,
Yes.
SmackDown Women's Champion. We'll explain why in a moment.
Yeah.
Defending against Becky Lynch, Natalya, Mickie James, Carmella, Naomi, and possible more. She's defending against any available SmackDown women superstars.
Yeah. Which could mean Asuka?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be Tamina.
Yeah.
As well, because
she's cleared.
She's been appearing at SmackDown house shows.
Yeah.
Could be, I don't know. It could be people from NXT. Could be returning people. Who knows?
I read somewhere that they were talking about there are other people from like the Mickie James era that were going to come.
Yeah.
What did the names they say? Because I didn't recognize them. Kelly.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And God, I can't remember, but there was somebody else. Oh, Victoria?
Victoria?
Yeah.
Is that seriously a rumor?
I think so. That was a rumor I read. Victoria
That would
and
be amazing.
Kelly. So I was like, I don't know. I haven't looked them up on the network or anything yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Victoria was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard. People said that.
What was her move? It was like spider related. It was like the Black Widow or something, or she was...
Oh, wait. No, I have heard of Victoria. Widow's Peak. Yeah, she did the, like, that was her move. Yeah. Okay.
And then she went to TNA for some years as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who doesn't go to TNA?
Yeah, good point. Well, Kelly didn't actually.
Oh, okay.
She just left and did modeling and stuff. She's on a reality show now called I can't remember. Something about being the wife of a soccer player.
Soccer player.
It's not like Soccer Wives, but it's like something. It's something.
Soccer Wives of Hollywood.
It's one of those reality shows that's like, look at these rich, attractive people.
Oh, yeah.
They have problems too. So the reason that this happened, this is pretty quick because again, there's not a huge amount of story to go over in this one either. Naomi won the title at Elimination Chamber.
Yay.
That was great. She tweaked her knee. Mm-hmm. They did a bit the next night on SmackDown with her, sort of like making an address as the champion, talking about how excited she's going to be to go to Orlando, her hometown, as champion. She's just got to recover this knee, this knee problem. This was 2 days after Elimination Chamber. Then eventually it turned out that actually her knee was legit really messed up.
Yeah.
And so on the following SmackDown, she had to vacate the title.
Yeah,
which
it was actually really sad.
I know, it's super sad.
Yeah, she had to do it to Daniel Bryan, which is like shades of when Daniel Bryan had to give up his title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had a match.
It was good, though, that segment, because Bryan was like, I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, I know how this feels. Like, if there's anyone that's going to be out there,
Yeah.
To make us, like, to give us that, like, it just increased the empathy that we had for Naomi.
There was a lot of pathos in that moment, because it's like, oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
You know? And then they had a match that night. Right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was that night. It was wasn't it just Alexa versus Becky Lynch? Because Alexa came out after Naomi gave up the title. Yeah. Alexa came out and was like, "Well, looks like it's my title because
it was mine. She took it from me, but it's mine now again."
Yeah, it's mine now. Thank you. And she's like, "Well, no.
Yeah.
You'll have a match right now against Becky Lynch."
Yeah.
And then Alexa beat Becky. I can't remember how because memory is bad.
Well, because there's been so many There's been so much.
But Alexa won that match, so Alexa became the new women's champion.
Yeah.
And then basically every SmackDown leading up to that was just every kind of woman gunning for Alexa, and like mixed tags. Mickey James turned on Alexa, kind of like.
Yeah.
She spin kicked Alexa in the head and was just like, it's mine. And she raised did the whole like stand over the champion with the title raised over your head. So it was like, I don't know if that was a face turn for Mickey.
I don't think so.
I don't know, but Mickey teamed with Becky Lynch like the week after.
Yeah, but they weren't like super friendly about it.
Which was weird, but it was like, okay, whatever.
Basically, everyone came out and was like, I want a piece of this. And Bliss was like, no, I'm the best woman on this roster. And so Daniel Bryan said, oh, if you're the best woman on this roster, great. Mm-hmm. You can prove it at WrestleMania by defending your title against everyone else.
Which is great because it's like that old school kind of like the heel always opens their mouth and says something. And they're like, all right, you get your wish. Like it's like, you know when you wish for a genie and they give you exactly what you want, not like, I want $1 million, but they do some kind of weird like caveat kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
And then on SmackDown on Tuesday, Naomi returned.
Yeah.
Which is awesome for her, but sucks that she would have been well enough to be back by Mania. But they didn't know. Attacking everyone else and confirming that she would also be in the match. So it's a 6-pack.
She did the rear view.
It's currently a 6-pack challenge.
She gave Alexa the rear view.
She sure did.
Yeah, she sure did.
Yeah. So that'll be currently a 6-pack challenge. Maybe they'll change it. Like
I think there's going to be some shenanigans.
Match card subject to change. Yeah. Maybe there will be more people in the match. Who knows?
I think there will be.
But currently, it's basically the entire SmackDown.
I don't think like Asuka will. I mean, I said Asuka, but I don't think they'll use her in that spot, like on a pre-show. You know what I mean? Like they're not just gonna be like, "Here's Asuka," and that's it, right? Yeah. Like I think they'll wait till like a show because Asuka's been working the live events for SmackDown. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, well, I mean, that doesn't mean anything, right? No. It could just be anything, but we all think that she's going to SmackDown, which I think she'll be great at.
And the last match that we know for sure is going to be on the pre-show is, as you mentioned already, Neville, the Cruiserweight Championship, the king of the Cruiserweights, defending against Austin Aries.
Yeah.
A double,
the greatest man who ever lived.
So he claims.
There was we talked about it last show, but Austin Aries attacked Neville during an interview in ring. And that was kind of Austin Aries like, oh, I'm in the Cruiserweight division now, which I think is awesome. And then the weeks leading up to WrestleMania now was just Aries kind of like in matches with people.
Just showing that he can actually wrestle.
And then Neville will come out and talk some shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I think they tussled a couple times, but there was nothing like really like that struck me as... It wasn't like... It's not it doesn't seem very character driven.
No.
You know, it's just these two guys who want to fight. Like they're two dudes who want to fight and they don't really like each other.
It's funny too because Austin Aries had been playing a heel on commentary.
Yeah.
He'd been like playing a heel and acting like a dick.
Yeah.
The whole time on commentary. But people wanted to cheer him.
Yeah.
And then when he
cheer Austin Aries.
And Neville's the champion, who's a bad guy, so by attacking Neville you become a face. Basically, like he's still acting like, kind of like a dick. Like he's kind of arrogant, but he's not. He's playing it in a sort of a fun kind of face wrestler kind of way.
It's kind of like Kevin Owens-ish, almost. Yeah. Like we still cheer him, but I mean he's.
But this is definitely. But the show is presenting Austin Aries like a face currently.
Yes. But I don't think that will last for long because I think Aries is a better heel.
I'm going to talk about that later about someone else, by the way, about how the show presents someone's character.
Okay.
But so that
I can't wait to get to some of these matches so we can talk about them because I feel okay.
So that'll be an interesting match. I guess we didn't talk about actually predictions for the first one. You talked about Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You said Samoa Joe. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, safe bet's fucking
Braun
Strowman.
Yeah.
But it's so boring.
What do you think about the SmackDown Women's match?
I think Mickey James is going to win it.
That could be cool, actually.
Yeah. That's my pick. A lot of people are shouting out. A lot of people are saying Naomi is going to win.
I mean, if she's now that she's in it, and it is in Orlando.
But come on, they don't let people win in their hometowns, man.
Mania's different.
Yeah, that's true.
They gave Zack Ryder the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but it was his hometown.
No, but I mean, just like they're okay with a feel-good moment at Mania.
I think it's gonna be Mickey James.
All right, I'll go with Naomi because I think that's a fairly safe bet.
All right.
And honestly, I think Neville might retain.
Neville's gonna retain.
Yeah,
I think that it hasn't been long enough for Aries to be on the roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still gonna. It could be the match of the night. So I would highly advise you to watch the pre-show, just because I know there's a lot to get through, and it's a 2-hour pre-show. But this match, if they give it 20 minutes or something like that, it'd be great.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to. I'm just going to sort of pick these in a roughly increasing order towards the main event. We don't know the actual order of the card. This is all estimations, but whatever.
Yeah.
Raw Tag Team Championship match.
Yeah.
A triple threat now ladder match.
Yes.
For the Raw Tag Team titles currently held by the Club, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Challengers are Enzo and Cass, and Sheamus and Cesaro.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to remember how this played out.
Okay.
Was it the Raw after Fastlane? Enzo and Cass and Cesaro and Sheamus had a match
for the titles.
Number one contenders.
Yeah. No. Okay. Hang on. I have some notes here.
Okay.
On the Rumble pre-show, they won the titles from Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah.
Then
Fastlane they retained against.
Then they invoked their rematch, but lost due to interference from Enzo and Cass randomly.
Yeah.
Then Enzo and Cass defeated Cesaro and Sheamus to receive a tag team match at Fastlane.
Yeah.
Gallows and Anderson retained. Then there was a rematch the following night where Cesaro and Sheamus cost Enzo and Cass the titles.
Yeah.
And then Foley scheduled... Right, then it basically, Sheamus and Cesaro and Enzo and Cass kept messing each other over to the point that Mick Foley was like, okay, both of you are in it, fine.
Yeah.
Gallows and Anderson, you have to defend against it at Mania.
Sure, I thought it was Enzo and Cass and Cesaro and Sheamus had a tag team match, and then the Club came out and just beat the shit out of both teams. And they were like, no number one contender, geniuses.
Yes, that's what
brains
happened.
too big. They were just...
You're correct.
Yeah, and then Foley was like,
he was so mad.
Like, it was like, what, you idiots? Why did... Now you get both of them. Like,
yeah.
They're like, oh. Yeah, I was like, was it the... I don't think it was the Raw after Fastlane, but it was maybe...
Because this was...
Second week?
This was the night that Steph had given... Because Steph is apparently still Foley's boss in the company. And so she had given him an ultimatum that to basically, to prove his loyalty and that he could make the hard decisions, he had to choose someone on the roster to fire.
Yeah.
Just someone.
I think we should...
Well, the only reason I mention it now is because Foley was on edge all night.
Oh, right.
Right? And so Gallows and Anderson were like, haha, we did it. We got there. And he's just like, no, damn it. You know what? Screw you.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. I actually really liked that part because it was like, the heels were like, we're so smart, but why would you come brag to Foley about it?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I was like, come on.
On the next week, however, Steph then superseded that and said that Cesaro and Sheamus had to face Gallows and Anderson and Enzo and Cass in a 2-on-4 handicap match, and if Cesaro and Sheamus lose, then they don't get to be in the match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning because there's infighting between the Club and Enzo and Cass. Yeah. And who was? I guess it was Corey Graves probably, because he tends to be the more heel-minded commentator on Raw. He was like, why are they doing this? They want fewer people in their match.
Yeah.
This does not help them to do this.
Yeah. And then the Club attacked one of the teams with a ladder. And then the next week
they retaliated with a ladder.
Or Cesaro and Sheamus retaliated with a ladder. And then I guess after that Raw, they didn't announce it on Raw.
No.
But they were like, oh, it's a ladder match. It's a triple threat tag team ladder match. I wish...
I'm glad there's a ladder match at Mania.
Yeah,
that's always fun.
But...
Enzo, something awful is going to happen to Enzo.
Yeah.
We
might watch a man die.
He's going to get put through 8 ladders.
Yeah. Why are the Club just allowed to have more mic time?
I don't know.
I just don't get it because, we'll mention it now because Southpaw Regional Wrestling is a thing.
Oh my God.
It's excellent.
Oh my God.
And Gallows and Anderson are allowed to be
Tex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad. Okay, brief aside, because a bunch of people asked us about this.
Yeah.
Go to the WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There are 4 videos called that are purported to be from the archives of this small wrestling promotion in the 80s called Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
So good.
It's done as a advertisement for KFC Georgia Gold Chicken. So like the whole thing is part of an ad campaign. That does not matter.
No.
Because it's hilarious.
I didn't know it was an ad campaign until Graham told me. Because like I was just thought it was just the thing they were doing.
Crispy. Woo, crunchy.
Yeah. I'm not Ric Flair.
Yeah. They have Ric Flair doing voiceover as a Ric Flair impersonator. Ric Flair impersonator.
Yeah.
They couldn't hire Ric Flair, but if they could, he would say, "Woo, crispy, woo, crunchy, woo, Georgia Gold chicken." I am not Ric Flair, even though it is, which makes it really funny. Anyway,
John Cena plays like this.
John
announcer.
Cena as Lance Catamaran.
Yeah, which I think is a
Fandango as Chet Cheddarfield, the announcers of Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's just lunacy, and it's great, and you should definitely watch it. But yeah, Gallows and Anderson play Tex Ferguson and Chad Too Bad, who are former tag team champions who are now feuding.
It's so good. There's like the opening is like Tex Ferguson leaning up against a Camaro, wearing like just neon everything. Oh, it's so great. But it's like, why can't we get more of that? I mean, they're supposed to be heels, but it doesn't matter. Like they can still be heels and like be a little bit goofy, right?
Yep.
Like I think it would go a long way. I mean, it worked for Edge and Christian, right? Mm-hmm. But they just got so much personality, and I think they're not letting them do their thing.
Who do you think's gonna win this match?
I mean, I want to mark and say the club, but I don't think they're winning. I think Enzo and Cass are winning.
You think Enzo and Cass are winning?
Yeah.
I thought they had the least likely chance, but I hadn't considered. They're so over.
Yeah. And I think that do
you see was it in Sports Illustrated? It was in an interview or on a conference call recently that Triple H was like someone was asking about Enzo, about like you don't see him as a main event guy, and Triple H, defensive of Enzo, was like, okay, sure, maybe he's not going to have like a world title run, but his mouth is money.
Oh yeah, he's unbelievable. Actually, there's a brilliant promo in the Philly, when they were in Philly for Raw.
Yeah,
and Enzo and Cass are in the ring and they're doing their thing, and they get to the "how you doing" part, and Cass says, "We're talking about practice," and he puts on his hat, which is a play on. There's an old interview where Allen Iverson gets really mad during a press. Like a Q&A, I guess, or not Q&A, but like, is it just a press conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were asking questions about practice. You have to look it up, but they were riffing on that, and I was like, wow, that was actually really brilliant of them.
Yeah.
They just have so much charisma, and Enzo, like, can talk better than, I think, anyone on the roster right now.
It's pretty crazy,
It may be a tie between, like, him and Kevin Owens and Jericho. Mm-hmm. Like, they're the best talkers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
In wrestling, like, you don't really need to be able to wrestle that well. Like, The Rock was never a good wrestler. He's just had charisma out the yin-yang.
His big move was an elbow drop.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to be a good wrestler. Or, like, your build. Like, look at Foley. Foley never had a big build or anything like that.
Hogan was a terrible worker.
Yeah, dude. It's just like you just need charisma, and, like, body size and type don't really matter anymore. Mm-hmm. They're starting to not matter that much anyway. I don't know, man. I could see it. Eventually, maybe 3 or 4 years from now.
Yeah. So that'll be it. Yeah, I can definitely see Enzo and Cass.
Enzo and Cass. I think this might be when they like give them the titles and let them kind of do their thing with it.
Yeah, actually, the more that I think about it, I feel like I don't think this is a Cesaro and Sheamus moment. No. I think it's either the club retains or Enzo and Cass take it. You're right. Yeah. Next is Dean Ambrose, the Intercontinental Champion, defending against Baron Corbin. Yeah. In a singles match. No stipulation.
Just a straight up one-on-one fisticuffs.
Corbin attacked Dean Ambrose with a forklift.
It was so
Next
fucking
match.
Awesome.
Yeah, like...
It was so awesome. I was just like, yes! Fucking wrestling! Like, just fucking yes! It was great. So great. Yeah. Because, like... The way they played it out was, I think, okay, I'm going to get this wrong. I know it. So the night after Elimination Chamber, Dean Ambrose is like, Corbin, where are you? Where are you? And then Corbin shows up on the big screen. Yeah. And he's like, look, man, I don't just come out there when people call my name. Yeah. Like, no, I'm not coming out. And that was it. And he was like, damn. And then the next week he did the same thing. And Corbin was like, nope, not coming out. And then Dean went looking for him backstage. And then Corbin attacked Dean with a metal pipe. or something, and then fucking pinned him to the ground with
the tines of a forklift. Or prongs or whatever.
I posted a picture on my Twitter of just like
wrestling.
Dean, just wrestling, and Dean was like, he's got the forklift on.
It's super silly.
Oh, I was watching it, I was like, this is the best.
Yeah.
I want more of this stuff. SmackDown's willing, they push it a little, like, you know what I mean? It feels like they push it a little
but
bit.
it is, like you say, it is very like backstage, like scrappy. It does, like, you don't see that as much anymore. Like the
backstage fighting,
the people
like, you don't see
like surprising one another backstage and just using random.
It felt very
objects.
video game-ish. Like it was just like, what's the damage modifier on a forklift? Tom?
It felt Attitude Era to me. Like it was very just like what's going on? But
what if? Like, you know what would have been great if he pinned him to the floor with the forklift and then just gave him an elbow drop, because that's like an 1,000% damage modifier.
That's a pretty big deal. Yeah.
Because like
while being pinned by a
there's a history lesson for you people that
forklift.
don't watch a lot of wrestling. The only other time that I can remember somebody getting pinned with a forklift was The Rock. The Rock got pinned by Mankind, Mick Foley.
I do not remember that.
In a halftime heat match. The halftime of the Super Bowl, they had a match in an empty arena. And Mick Foley pinned The Rock for the WWE title with a forklift.
Wow.
And they had like, when they did the thing, it was like Mick was lowering the forklift and they did like an upshot, like a shot like the camera was above The Rock and he's like, no! It's so great.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Wow.
But yeah, and then Corbin, I can't really remember what else happened in this feud. Dean was going to have a match with
James Ellsworth.
Yeah, and Corbin attacked him before he got in the ring.
While doing his entrance, yeah.
I loved this. I actually loved the stuff with Corbin saying, like, I'm not coming out there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no.
Apparently, he's also been doing some really good stuff on Talking Smack that I have not been able to catch up on.
I haven't, no. I don't have time for Talking Smack. I'm sorry. Like, I know it's only like, what, a half an hour or something, but come on, man.
There's just so much wrestling. I have no idea who's going to win this. This could go either way.
I'm all in on Corbin.
All right.
This is it.
Fair enough.
Because I think, like, they're going to move on to other stuff with Dean and...
Put him back in the title picture.
Probably.
Yeah, Corbin. I go with Corbin.
I think Corbin.
I just realized I do have a short list of some people that are confirmed to be in the armbar.
Okay.
Mojo Rawley was the first person to announce his that he'd be in it. Apollo Crews.
Sorry, future WWE champion
Mojo Rawley. Okay. Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Big Show, now that he doesn't have his match with Shaq. Kurt Hawkins.
Poor Big Show.
Braun Strowman, Golden Truth, The Shining Stars, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, and Jinder Mahal.
Yep.
Sami Zayn, Heath Slater, Rhino, American Alpha, Breezango, Ziggler, oof. The Usos.
Oof. Double oof.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, because we won't touch on it, the Usos are the tag team champions.
Oh, yeah, by the way.
Because they beat American Alpha in an excellent match.
Excellent match,
It was awesome. And
I'm much more excited about that.
The week before that title match, though, the Usos cut this promo on the big screen, and they were like, you know that feeling when you're paranoid, and you're like, I don't know what's behind me. It's the Usos, brah. It's like, yeah, fucking kill them. It was great, yeah. Oh, the Usos were great.
Yeah.
They've been great, but... Man, poor SmackDown tag team division.
Mark Henry. Wow. I forgot about Sin Cara.
Oh, shit. Sin Cara's a thing.
Sin Cara's employed.
Kalisto's a thing, too, still, isn't
Well,
he?
Kalisto I knew about, but yes, he's also in the match. Titus
When was the
O'Neil.
last time Kalisto was on TV?
The Ascension and the Vaudevillains will also be in the match. And, yes, Tian Bing.
Yeah.
The
Tian Bing, that's what his name is.
First Chinese recruit. Mm-hmm. So...
Good for him. Get out there, get some exposure. After you said Jinder Mahal, I might have to change my pick. Because you can't. How can you hinder the Jinder?
He's so vascular. He can't be stopped. Anyway, so yeah, excited to see the Intercontinental match. I think it'll be really good.
I think it'll be really good. I think, God, Corbin's been great. Mm-hmm. And I really want to see if they do something special for Corbin's entrance. That'll be fun.
Yeah. There will be a mixed tag match.
My God.
I feel, is this the first mixed tag match at WrestleMania? Probably not.
No way, man.
It's the first one I've seen in a while.
I can't remember the last time there was a mixed tag match.
This is John Cena.
Oh, well, I guess the last mixed tag match we saw was New Day and Bayley when they teamed up.
But I mean, like at Mania?
But at Mania, like a pay-per-view mixed tag match?
John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice.
This might be the best storyline going in. or the best like promos.
Second best.
Second best, yeah.
It's best promos. It's been so good.
I wish this is the episode I wish we had video for, so we could show you all this stuff. But you're gonna have to look it up.
So we talked at the Elimination Chamber about Nikki backstage incidentally messing Maurice up with while she was at like the makeup table or something. That's not what this match is based on. This match is not.
It was like a cat. It started it though, just like when Cena pinned Miz in the Elimination Chamber, and then we had this backstage thing where Nikki ran into Maurice.
Yeah. So Miz cut this promo, or did it start with Miz having John on Miz TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Miz and Maurice were there, and Miz cut this fantastic promo about John Cena, being a part-timer, holding talent back.
Yeah, dude. And to Cena's credit, when his rebuttal was awesome.
Yeah, well, part of his rebuttal was like, okay, that's a cool promo you just said. It's the same promo everyone else has been saying for the past 6 months.
Yeah. And then actually my favorite part was when he was like, if you think that it had all this pull and all this power backstage, you don't think I wouldn't be fighting The Undertaker at WrestleMania? It's like, oh, yeah, he's got us. You got me, John.
Because at that point, John Cena did not have a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty great. Yeah, I liked that part a lot.
Yeah. So that escalates. John makes to attack Miz. Miz does what he usually does, which is put Maurice in front of him.
Yeah.
And Maurice is happy to be there. She's happy to play that role.
Yeah.
And then I believe she actually slaps John.
Yes.
And John's like, okay, well, I'm obviously not going to fight you, but I know who can. And then Nikki comes out.
Yeah.
Because they've basically the crux of this whole feud relates to Total Bellas, which is the reality show spin-off of Total Divas that focuses on just the Bella family, specifically John Cena and Nikki Bella and Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella.
And no, you monsters, we're not going to cover that.
No, we're not. But one of the ongoing sources of reality show tension on that show, snore, is that John Cena has not, or perhaps will not, propose to Nikki.
Yeah.
And he has there was an episode about getting a prenup. There's various rules that John Cena has, and I'm positive this is played up for the reality TV show.
Yeah.
And so Maurice has cut promos on Nikki, being like, you're fake. You're only in your position because you look good. The reason John Cena will never marry you is because beauty will fade and then he will cast you aside.
Yeah.
And so, whereas I have The Miz and he's great and I'm great and we make a great team, and your whole relationship is based on looking good for the camera. John is using you to further his brand, and he does not love you, and that's why he won't marry you. And so it's playing into this whole...
Maurice has been... this whole feud.
Recall that she was a wrestler before as well, so this is not like Maurice, but can she wrestle? She was champion once at least.
Yeah.
And she was actually pretty good back in the day.
I missed it also.
So this basically is sort of escalated to the point where they made a match that was, all right, at WrestleMania it's gonna be a mixed tag match, John and Nikki versus Miz and Maurice. Since the match has been made, the greatest promos all year probably have been happening, which is lost episodes of Total Bellas with The Miz and Maurice playing John and Nikki and Brie and Daniel Bryan. The two of them playing all four characters. It's just been so ridiculous. Not just making fun of John and Nikki, but also making fun of Total Bellas, the show. Because there's a lot of The Miz as John Cena being like, well, Nikki, I think we should tie the knot. and he gets down on one knee, and then like the wedding music, like da 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 da, and Maurice playing Nikki like throws her hand over her mouth, like like looks amazed, and then he's like, okay, I just got to tie my shoe here.
He's like over
bunny ear, round we go. Damn it, I can't figure it out.
I was in tears laughing at the fucking bunny ear.
Bunny ear was
thing.
really good.
Oh my God.
All these promos are up on the WWE YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They're really funny.
They're
you
awesome.
Need to check them
you need
out.
To watch it. It's like
my favorite was, Nikki, I decided to get you a diamond. And he like goes off camera, and the music comes in, and she throws her hand over her mouth. Dallas Page yoga DVD set.
I love the
Dallas Page yoga DVD
the TV bedroom.
Yeah, right.
Like,
this is our TV bedroom. I sleep down the hall. Nikki sleeps on the upper floor. But this is the room that makes our relationship look legitimate for the cameras.
There's the part where John Cena's reading cue cards, and the cue card guy doesn't move. He reads just the same line like 3 times.
Yeah.
And then what else? There's a dinner scene where Miz is playing John, and Maurice is playing Nikki, and then Daniel Bryan and Brie come in.
Also being played by
Miz
Miz
is Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan comes in like
he has his shoes on his knees, hobbling into the room, going yes, with like a fake beard and a flannel shirt.
And it's like steak for dinner.
We're having steak. I can't have steak.
It upsets my tummy, and it's like, don't worry, honey, I got you a juice box.
yes.
And they put a bib on him.
Juice box.
John Cena has like all these rules. Apparently, I've never watched the show, but I guess he's got rules around the house. But they play it out. It's like rule number 34: always use a coaster. And it's like if you break the rules, you will be banished from the household.
Yeah.
It's like, and then after they do like 4 episodes of this. 4 short, like 5-minute episodes. And then right at the end of the last episode, Miz like takes off all the gear, and Maurice has to, and they cut like this like deadpan, very serious promo talking about how they're going to win, and you guys are the worst, and we're the best, and God, it was awesome. I just love like you believe, like I am like I mean, even if Cena, Miz was doing this against anyone, it doesn't matter like how we feel about John Cena. I think I would be cheering for the Miz, like just because like his work's been awesome. Like everything about this is great.
But before they take the gear off, he's getting more and more serious and talking as John Cena is talking to Maurice as Nikki, and is being like, talking about how like he's gonna like we're gonna get embarrassed at WrestleMania, and then I'm gonna leave, and then you won't be able to see me because there's no man here to see. Just like because I'm a ghost, because there's nothing to see. I think Miz and Maurice are winning this match.
Yeah, dude, hands down. They have they just like on the strength of all of this work that they've done.
Now, do you put any credence to the rumor that after the match, John proposes to Nikki at WrestleMania?
Really? I don't know. Maybe.
It'd be a good end to the storyline.
Yeah.
Especially if they lose.
Yeah. I thought proposals were supposed to be a surprise, though.
Yeah, it's a rumor. It's not like... Yeah.
I don't know. I guess so. Whatever. Sure. If they want to do that, like... I'll be happy for both of them. Like, I always like people...
But it doesn't have to be a real proposal.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
It could be a storyline proposal. They've had... How many people have gotten married over the years? Like,
people get pregnant in storylines, and then they just don't know where to go with it. Like, they're real awkward. Then they give birth to a hand.
Yeah. Let's not worry about it too much.
Okay.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
The U.S. champion.
Yes.
Still. Defending against Kevin Owens, his former best friend.
Yeah.
So crushed.
A little bit, but...
No, he is.
Oh.
He's crushed.
Yeah. Jericho is, or Kevin Owens is?
Jericho.
Jericho's crushed, yeah.
Kevin Owens maintains that they were never friends. We talked about this in the Fastlane episode.
He
maintains that they were never friends. Well, that he thought that he was using Jericho the whole time.
Yeah. And basically off that... the Fastlane after is when Kevin Owens kind of explained. We talked about that.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
After that, there's like been no like really like progressive promos from these two. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of that veins, it's just been like, I don't like you, you don't like.
There was a promo where they made the match where Kevin Owens comes out at the top of the ramp, Jericho's in the ring.
Yeah.
And Owens is like, let's fight about this. And Jericho goes, cool, what about at WrestleMania? And Owens is like, fine, put your title on the line. And Jericho goes, okay.
You got it.
Yeah, and that's it. Can I say, though, the Go Home Raw, I love this from Owens. It's, because, so, a lot of the Raw storylines have not been told as well as I would have liked. And they're sort of clustering around Triple H and Steph again, which bothers me.
Yeah.
But so it's been sort of like Jericho, who's a face now mostly, and
most part, yeah,
and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe as like disciples of Triple H.
Yeah. There's rumors that that's going to be like a thing going forward. Like they're going to add people to it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just don't like it's always being about Trips and Steph in command of.
Yeah.
Steph maintains the worst written character on that show.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's awful.
I have no problem with Stephanie McMahon the person, but her character is inconsistent and terribly written and there's no payoff. It's just, she's just evil for no reason.
Yeah.
The motivations make no sense.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's like even her motivations like to put on a good show aren't even there. Like you can't even justify it.
It's all vindictive.
Yeah,
and it doesn't make any sense internally for the character.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The only thing I can think about is like that she does it because it's like she's Vince's daughter and she can do whatever, but they never state that. You know what I mean?
Like Vince was never quite like this.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's her excuse, right?
I guess
my dad owns the company; I can do whatever I want. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah, but like, you idiots are going to show up and watch the show.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah,
I know, but I just mean like in kayfabe from a character standpoint, that would be her motivation. Anyway,
the point being, these two groups of two have sort of been fighting, kind of. And one thing I love about Kevin Owens is that he and Samoa Joe were moving back up the ramp on Raw, and Jericho was like, you know what happens to Owens? He was like, you know what happens when whatever it was that he just did? And then he holds his pen up, and he's like, you just made the list. And Owens is like, oh, like Owens sells being put on the list. He's like, oh, damn it. And like, he's like, this is a really big deal.
Kevin Owens breaks the list at one point in one of the Raws. I think it's the Raw before the go home.
Yeah.
He just rips all the papers.
I think you can buy those. Like the clipboards?
Yeah. Oh, like with the actual list of Jericho on it?
Yeah, I think you can buy them on the shop. Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me. It makes a lot of sense. But I mean, like as far as the storyline goes, like it's pretty much from the last 4 weeks is exactly where it was when we talked about it last time.
Yeah,
like they'd broken up. We've got this blood feud. Jericho needs to get back at Owens. Owens needs to prove a point that like he's better than Jericho, and he doesn't need him, and he just wants to take that title. Like he's gone back to that prize fighter.
Yeah.
And then the team up with Samoa Joe, I feel like, has worked. I mean, I'm hoping that Kevin Owens doesn't turn on another partner. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just keep having like this cycle of Kevin Owens like turn on Sami Zayn, and then he turn on Jericho, and then he'll turn on Samoa Joe, right?
It's just sort of weird because like Goldberg and Lesnar as the biggest match on the Raw part of the card sort of exists. We talked about this once before. It sort of exists in this bubble. Yeah. That like it only happens in and around itself, and mostly they're not even on the show that often. And so this match and the match that Triple H is involved in are sort of like in this like authority nexus where everything's sort of blurring back and forth, and I'm like, it's just it's not.
I haven't really thought of it that way. Like
I don't mind it so much, but I find myself way less invested in the stories because I don't think they're being told as well. I think the SmackDown stories are being told much better.
Because I'm like almost on the opposite, because I feel like these stories have been told for me anyway. And like I've really enjoyed the Rollins and Triple H story. Like I think it's been fun, and I liked all the Mick Foley stuff, and I liked I even liked a little bit of the Lesnar Goldberg stuff, but that was only because. I mean, we'll get to it, but Heyman was on the mic, so it's just like...
I dig that... Well, yeah, I wasn't saying that was bad. I was just saying that that's...
Like, for some reason, I can't explain it. Like, I'm invested in all these storylines. Like, going in, I'm just like, I'm super excited for WrestleMania, and I'm just like, I can't wait to see where this goes.
Who do you think wins this match?
Owens. Yeah. I mean, like, the meta answer is because Jericho's going on tour with Fozzy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and that we know about. So, and even if he wasn't, I would pick Owens to win this match.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fatal 4-way elimination match for the Raw Women's Championship Bayley defending against Charlotte, Sasha, and Nia Jax, or the entire Raw Women's roster.
Yeah. But you were, fuck, yeah, when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Graham and Adam, last time you said it was only a triple threat because you talked about
the next night on Raw.
Yeah, so how did Nia Jax get in? She beat up Sasha, right?
Bayley? Sasha. I don't know.
Pretty sure.
Nia went to Steph.
This is the only storyline I actually am not that I really don't care about. I'm sorry, but I just I feel really bad for these women.
Nia went to Steph and was like, "Why am I not in this match? I'm huge." And I can't buy her voice. And then Steph was like, "Oh yeah, you are huge and terrifying. Okay, if you beat Sasha, you're in the match."
Yeah.
And then she beat Sasha, so she's in the match.
To be fair, though, there was a sweet moment where Dana Brooke turned on Charlotte.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Which was awesome.
Dana Brooke's also in the division.
Yeah, Dana Brooke showed up, and then Dana Brooke had a match with Bayley, and she lost. And then Charlotte's like, "You're useless." She started getting in her face, and then Dana slugged her.
Yep.
And then Charlotte tumbled out of the ring, and the crowd was losing it. They started chanting Dana. It was an awesome moment. I really liked it. It felt like way too late, but I'm glad they did it, and I felt good. I hope that they do something with Dana. They're doing something. I'm hoping they do something with Dana and Emma, because we've gotten more promos of the old Emma coming back, which have been, I don't know, whatever. What if they just give us
Jax defeated Bayley. Nia defeated Bayley to get into the Fatal 4-Way.
What if they give us the old double bluff with Emma, and then she comes out as old Emma, and she's like, "Psych!" and then goes back, and then they do more promos of Emma. They just get us.
What if she comes out as goofy NXT Emma?
Ooh,
with the
please
dance?
no. Yeah, no.
No? Okay.
I like this Emma that they're doing right now. This is the Emma I want.
Yeah. So
they need more heels.
Yeah. This is just sort of Charlotte thinks she's the queen and deserves to be the champion, and it's ridiculous that
Sasha beat Dana. Sorry, because Sasha looked like she held the tights a little bit when she rolled her up. I think they're teasing Sasha Banks turning heel.
Well, yeah, because Charlotte's motivation is that she thinks she's the queen and deserves the title, and Bayley does not deserve it because Bayley's weak.
Yeah, Bayley's just a fan. That's her thing. Yeah.
Bayley's thing is that, yes, she is a fan, and this is what she's always dreamed.
Yeah.
Her sort of she talks about backstory, like her and her friends getting together to watch WrestleMania. Sasha believes herself to be the boss, and that she is super friendly with Bayley, but still thinks she could take her, and has said this out loud.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, I love Bayley. Bayley and I have fought to the death, but I love her. She's great. She's my friend, but I can take her.
Yeah, because Charlotte's always trying to.
And Nia's like, I'm big. And you can't teach that.
Because Charlotte's always trying to bring up the tension between Bayley and Charlotte.
Yeah.
And that was the promo where Charlotte's like...
Or between Bayley and Sasha.
Bayley and Sasha, sorry.
And Charlotte's definitely needling them.
Yeah, and Sasha's like, yeah, we know, we fought. Doesn't mean we're not friends. We can still be... I can still like each other or move on from fighting, but I think Sasha's...
Also, I do know that Alicia Fox is technically also on the Raw Women's Division, but she's part of the Cruiserweight. It's now really sort of...
Poor Alicia.
Yeah.
Alicia Fox.
Says no Amdar.
The Scottish.
Alicia does what? Sorry?
Excuse me?
What's that accent? Okay. Yeah.
I think Sasha's winning this. They're going to eliminate Nia. This is just fantasy booking.
All right.
Nia's going out first,
Yeah.
then Charlotte, then it's going to be Sasha and Bayley, and Sasha's going to do some
Ooh, there you go. Nice. No, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. That's what I think, anyway.
That makes a lot of sense.
You?
Yeah, Sasha winning makes a lot of sense. I don't think it's Nia.
I
think it's either Sasha winning or Bayley retaining. I don't think it goes to Charlotte either.
Yeah, everyone's all up in arms because, Sasha should be winning it here, right? Not Sasha. Bayley. I keep saying the wrong names. Bayley should be winning it here.
We talked about that last time, yeah.
But, it is what it is, and we're going to get what we get, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles.
Okay. Disclaimer.
Okay.
I was just as upset as everyone else was when this was rumored. I am not so upset about it anymore.
No, the story going into it has been great.
The story has been fucking great.
It's been told really well.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Like
AJ's so pissed off that he doesn't have a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, first, it's not the WrestleMania thing. It's just that he wants his title shot after Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I was promised a title shot. I should get it. Yeah. And they're like, no, we're gonna have a battle royal.
Yeah.
To determine the #1 contender. And then at the end of the battle royal, AJ and Luke Harper do the Bret Hart Lex Luger thing from like Royal Rumble 90. Oh God, come on, Adam. 94, and they both go over the top rope and they both hit at the same time, but they just don't have a camera there to catch the angle. The only angle they have is the hard camera.
I mean, they totally did, but it didn't quite work.
Nah, shut up, Graham. You're going to get pinned by a forklift for that talk. Quit exposing the business.
I'm just saying they kind of botched it, and then they had to be like, oh, they both hit at the same time.
Yeah. And then that happens. They're like, well, what do we got to do now? So Harper and AJ have a match, which AJ wins. And AJ's like, I'm the #1 contender. Oh, sorry. Let's rewind a little bit.
Oh, even further.
The reason we got to that contender, the Battle Royal thing, was because Randy Orton came out and said, I am not going to fight you, Bray Wyatt, as long as you hold that title.
Yeah.
And he supplicated. He
gave up his Royal Rumble shot.
Yeah, he gave up the Royal Rumble shot. So that's why they had a Battle Royal. Sorry. But then after AJ beat Luke Harper, Randy Orton comes out and it's like, JK, want the title shot. And it's like, all right. Like, okay. So then they make Randy Orton and AJ Styles fight each other, which has this great moment in the match where AJ Styles is going for the phenomenal forearm.
Oh, it's so good.
And he goes to jump on the springboard, and Randy Orton goes to counter with the RKO.
He goes to catch him with the RKO.
And AJ just drops back down to the apron, and Randy falls on his back.
He like jumps up, grabs nothing, and falls on his back. Yeah. And it's like, oof.
Because like everyone always gets caught. Like that's how he catches people, right?
Scouted.
It's beautiful.
Scouted.
And there's a great GIF I saw of like AJ going to jump, and then all of a sudden like Randy appears on the, like it just shows him jumping like.
It just like loops forever.
Yeah, it loops forever kind of thing.
Funny.
Yeah, it's really great. But Randy wins that match.
Yeah.
So then AJ's like, I keep getting screwed over. I won that Battle Royal. I beat Luke Harper. And then all of a sudden, Randy Orton's just like, oh, I want my shot back. And you guys are just like, okay. Like he legitimately has a beef. Like it's a good reason. It's not like.
And he's getting more and more upset with Shane specifically.
Yeah, Shane specifically because he feels like Shane is targeting him. And so. AJ loses to Randy Orton. He's like, they show a clip after SmackDown went off the air, and he's like, he confronts Shane. They have a heated argument. And he's like, this is bullshit. And it's like, I won't stand for this. And then the next week, AJ Styles jumps Shane backstage. Yeah. Puts his head through a car window, which looked great. AJ beat the piss out of him in a segment. I was like, oh man, I feel a little uncomfortable. I was like, ooh. And then Daniel Bryan fires AJ.
Yeah.
That same night, is it the same night when he announces? Because there's a match between the Usos and the American Alpha going on, and they keep showing Shane walking backstage. Yeah. And he comes out into like the main area, and he's like, AJ Styles, you have your opponent for WrestleMania. Yeah. He's like, it's me.
You say you don't have an opponent for Mania? You do now.
Yeah.
Like he's like, the doctors are like, you need to go home. And he's like, no, I'm going. I'm going into the ring.
No.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, that's how we got here basically.
And then the go home SmackDown, Shane does the
contract signing.
They do the contract signing, which ends with Shane jumping from the top turnbuckle onto AJ.
No, that's the one before.
Oh yeah, right.
The SmackDown Raw. The SmackDown before Shane does an elbow to the outside to AJ Styles.
From the top turnbuckle through the announce table?
Yeah, the announce table. And then the go home Raw is they have a contract signing. Yeah. And actually the best part about that was AJ Styles is like, you do realize that this is just a traditional match. It's not Hell in a Cell. It's not no DQ. There's no extra stuff that you can use to like help even the playing field.
If you're outside the ring and the ref counts to 10, you lose.
Yeah. And he's like, this is my house. Like, you are in so much trouble. I'm the best in the world. And it's like, I mean, he's right.
He's leveling legitimate criticism at Shane's match history, being like, this is not the kind of match that you ever win.
Oh, it's so brilliant. Because even when he said it, I was like, holy fuck, he's right.
Yeah.
I was like, has Shane ever had like just a regular one-on-one match that wasn't no DQ?
I'm sure he has, but
no,
I'm sure he has, but I don't think he's been successful.
No, because most of his big matches are always like
ones where he can just get the piss beat out of him.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
As far as predictions go, I mean, I want to say just AJ Styles.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what if Shane wins and they're trying to... I know you're going to hate this.
Okay.
But Shane wins and cheats, turns heel, but then we have just a heel authority figure, and then they're wanting to... Because, I mean, like, people aren't booing AJ really.
Yeah.
You know? So I think, like, maybe they want AJ to be the face that runs the place kind of thing, with John Cena cutting down. And Shane...
I think Ambrose should be the face that runs SmackDown.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just thinking in the scope of this
what do
match.
I think? Yeah. Or what do they care what I think?
What do you know? What do you know, Graham Stark?
No, I think AJ wins.
Yeah, I'll stick with AJ. I think there's a possibility that Shane could win and turn heel, and we get that evil McMahon that we all desire at the head of the show.
Yeah. Ugh. No, I love the way SmackDown's going.
Yeah.
The next match, though, I don't think there is a bigger contender on the roster for an obvious winner for what should be the obvious winner than Seth Rollins versus Triple H.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
spoilers. Seth has to win this match.
Yeah, there's no way.
He has to win this match. So I know that you said that you were super into this. I have some problems with this storyline purely from how it has been told.
Yep.
Because it's been just sort of dragged along, like, you know, like a gif of like a dog that doesn't want to go for a walk. So it's just lying sideways on the ground, being dragged along by the leash.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
they have this giant match.
Yeah.
I think it's a fatal 4-way. Triple H comes out.
That was the Universal title match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pedigrees Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Gets Kevin Owens to pin him. Gives the title, because this was the vacant title. This was all the way after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
After Finn Balor had to vacate the title. Basically puts the title on Owens, says nothing, and leaves.
Yeah.
In subsequent weeks, Seth gets very angry with Steph and is like, your husband, you know, so you obviously knew about this. And she's like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
This is not something I'm a part of. And then Seth drops it. And nothing happens.
Yeah.
And we don't hear anything.
Nope.
Then months later, he's like, hey,
I should probably fight
Triple H.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that by fighting Jericho.
Yeah.
To get to Triple H.
Yeah.
Because he has to take out
structure.
Jericho and then Kevin Owens, and then, except he never gets to the point of taking out Kevin Owens. He just has this match with Jericho. Then he just starts demanding that Triple H show up, which never happens. All of that, I feel, was not handled well. Like, the fact that it took so long, like he starts harassing Steph and nothing happens, and then
there was a point,
and there was the bit backstage where Steph's like, I don't know anything about him, and then she gets into his car and leaves, and you're like, but then nothing happened.
There was a bit we didn't bring up, which I think they have kind of.
This will all look great for the video package, but at the time, remember at the time that this was not done well.
Yeah, the promo package for this match will be amazing.
Yeah,
but we didn't bring it up, and then somebody mentioned in the YouTube comments, I can't remember your name, but those few promos leading up to it where he was trying to get Triple H to show up, and he was threatening to show up, and he's like, what if I go to your house and one of your daughters answers the door? It's like, Jesus, dude, you need to relax, Seth Rollins. Because because he was looking like the heel.
Yeah.
That was when Triple H was cutting these promos where he's like, I'm trying so hard to be a creator, and you're just not letting me, and I don't want to let that guy out, that King of Kings. I don't want to let...
Because that was when Seth Rollins showed up at TakeOver San Antonio.
Yeah.
When he appeared in Triple H's house and was like, I know he's here.
Yeah.
And Triple H sicked security on him.
Yeah.
So, and then, then Triple H is like, look, I can be a destroyer, but here I try to be a creator. And, if Seth keeps this up, then he's going to meet the destroyer.
Yeah.
So then on Raw, Seth's there, and Triple H is like, by the way, the Destroyer is not me. It's actually this guy, the debuting Samoa Joe, who's now my crony. Go Samoa Joe, attack Seth Rollins, and Samoa Joe does, and legitimately injures Seth Rollins. So now who knows what's going on. And so he's been cleared from Mania. He's in real life, he's been cleared for Mania.
Yeah.
In the storyline, he is not. In the storyline, he is not well enough to compete. Partly due to the fact that Triple H re-injured him. Like, Seth comes down to the ring with the crutch and then is like, oh, I don't need the crutch.
Yeah.
What's up? And then they fight. And
that part was awesome.
Which
that
was sweet.
Was awesome.
That was sweet. And then Trips is like, I'm attacking your knee. And then the next week he's
leg bar. Like,
the next week he's like, Seth's back in a knee brace and with the crutch again.
Yeah.
And so they're like, I don't understand this. It's like, Triple H says that we can't have the match because then you might get seriously more injured and then we would be liable.
Yeah.
So the only way we could have this match that I don't want to have is if you agree, if you sign this hold harmless agreement that if you hurt yourself in this match that you somehow want and that I don't want, because I'm just going to beat the crap out of you, that you should not sign, but if you sign it, then I'll have this match with you. Sign it, pussy, pussy, pussy. Sign it, Seth. It's very weird.
It's funny because when I was I didn't think this was weird. I just took it at face value. I was like, yeah, sign the hold harmless. Like, no big deal. Like, like in wrestling terms, like a wrestling fan, I'm just eating the bullshit that they're feeding me, right? Like, I'm just like, nah. Thanks, WWE. I'll take some more, please. Like and you're just like, wait a second.
Like, they've had unsanctioned matches before, right? So why suddenly, if it's like, he's a contractor, why is it that, like, if you allow him, like, you're not telling him to have this match.
Yeah.
It's not like you're his boss being like, you have to have this match.
Yeah.
You're allowing him to have a match that he wants. Why are you... Just make him sign a waiver. You don't have to... Like, this is like, we're going to have a hold harmless match. I don't know. So, yeah, it's a non-sanctioned match is the point. So he signed a hold harmless agreement. It's a non-sanctioned match for Triple H to beat the crap out of an injured Seth Rollins. Yeah. Except, obviously, Seth has to win because otherwise this 6 months of storyline is a waste.
Yeah.
So,
there was a say.
I will say this for them.
Yeah.
This is my turn to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
They were hampered on their storytelling for this because for a period of time there, they legitimately didn't know if Seth would be able to compete at WrestleMania.
They just didn't know.
But everything prior to that, prior to Seth showing up at NXT San Antonio,
was bullshit.
Was just
stupid.
Took forever. It was like, oh, Seth finally remembered that he was mad about something.
Yeah.
So
you know, like you remember that person that owes you like $10?
Yeah.
Like 6 months later, and you're just like,
he's just getting changed in the locker room.
That fuck owes me $10. Like, I just saw him. Like he didn't even mention it. That asshole. Like
they just pass each other in the hallway. Like, hey Seth, hey Hunter, how's it going? Then he goes to the bathroom. And he's like, wait a minute. Damn it. That guy. Forgot all about him.
We've cracked the code, Graham. But circling back to the Mick Foley, you have to fire somebody episode.
Yeah.
This ties into kind of that storyline because Mick is out in the ring and he's like, I have made my decision. Because he's like, the whole episode, Stephanie's like, you have to fire somebody. You have to fire somebody. Cut the 10% and get going. And so he's like, all right. And he's like, Stephanie, I'm going to fire you. And she's like, nope. No, you're not.
Because he thinks that she's the most destructive person in the locker room, the person that's making Raw a miserable place to be, the person who's making bad decisions.
I mean, he's saying all the things that you were just saying. Like, it's like, yep.
Except the thing is, it's
Graham's got his little checkboard out. He's like, yep.
It's one of those things where it's like, Alex and I played this game on Watch and Play.
Yeah.
That was just miserable. It was just so bad, and it was terribly designed, and the writing was bad.
Is that the one with the floating sword?
No, that was. I mean, that's.
I watched that.
We play a lot of bad games.
Yeah.
This was some time ago.
Which bad game?
And then the author insert character, like someone is doing exposition to the like author insert character, and then he's like, "Man, this is stupid. Who writes this crap?" And Alex and I are just like, "You." You don't get to write shit and then go, man, isn't this shit? As if that's an excuse. So Mick Foley there, going through the litany of reasons that Steph is awful, is like, hey, we know Steph's awful. And I'm like, then fucking fix it.
Oh, that's good. That's good, yeah. So then Triple H comes out, and they're like, Mick, you're fired. Yeah. And then Mick is like, brings out Mr. Sacco and attacks Triple H. And then
the mandible claw.
Mick gets low blowed, and then Sammy, or does Seth come out?
No, Sammy comes out.
Sammy comes out to save... Yeah, Sami Zayn comes out to save Mick Foley, because Mick and him have had that little storyline going on.
In real life, Mick legit really needs hip surgery, and this is a way to write him off the show.
Yeah. Which I didn't know when I watched this, I don't think.
I think they actually, Trips, made a reference to it, on camera.
Yeah.
Being like...
He's like, you hobble down to the ring and your little, whatever...
No, he's like, I'll break that hip you need surgery on, or something.
Really?
Maybe
he actually... This is the promo after, because he rips on Mick about,
Oh, this might have been backstage when there was a backstage shot of Mick, walking down the hall after being fired and, saying goodbye to some people, and, he's, saying goodbye to, Sheamus and Cesaro. They're being really buddy-buddy, and they're like, you know what, Mick, that was a stupid thing, but it turns out it all worked out, talking about putting them together and everything. Yeah. And then it gets to the end of the line, and there's Triple H, who's basically like, ha, sucker.
Oh, he says, have a nice day.
Yeah, have a nice day. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
And then, by the way, Sheamus and Cesaro, because for being friendly with Mick Foley, would then be punished the next week by Steph. That's
what it was. Yeah.
That's why they had that thing where they had to prove that they were still going to be in the WrestleMania match.
Yeah. And what else happened? Then Triple H and Rollins had a contract signing, because that's the big thing for WrestleMania season, especially. Yeah. There's contract signings everywhere. I don't remember this many contract signings last time.
No.
Last year when we covered this.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then Triple H talks about how Seth Rollins is the one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Yeah. And then he attacks his knee.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, you call yourself the architect of the Shield, but I gave you the blueprint.
Yeah, that was a sick line. Yeah, that was real sick. It's like Triple H is still a master class in the wrestling promo. Mm-hmm. He's so good. Yeah. I definitely think they've done a lot ever since the people's complaints about Seth Rollins saying he's going to go to Triple H's house and threatening his daughters, not threatening them directly, but using them.
It was the what if your daughter answers the door?
Yeah, but they've done a good job of shifting that from making Seth look like the bad guy, just really hammering home that Triple H is the guy that we want to boo and Seth is the guy we want to cheer. So
so this has to be a
I think this injury and this storyline has done a lot for Seth's character. Because remember before we were just kind of like, oh, he's a good guy and he doesn't really do anything else.
I didn't find his heel championship run to be... I didn't find him to be very well booked. He was just he was definitely the chicken shit heel, which is fine.
Yeah.
But they seem to be relying on that archetype a lot recently. And he didn't... I liked him, but his reign was not it was not amazing. Mm-hmm. But I've been liking him a lot since,
Speaking of reigns,
three more matches, in a whose yard on a pole match.
Book this shit.
Yeah, it's Roman Reigns versus the Undertaker.
Yeah,
for whose yard it is. Because when a little bit of background, when Undertaker was going through his American Badass phase,
he had Limp Bizkit as the theme
Big
song.
Evil, the Undertaker. When this was a reinvention. He didn't dress he wasn't the dead man. He didn't dress like an Undertaker. He dressed like a biker. He rode his bike to the ring. Yeah, he used Limp Bizkit's Rollin' as his theme music. This is the same guy.
Yeah.
His one of his things was this is my yard. Right?
Yeah.
This was the thing.
His yard.
So
and because it was the Undertaker, we were all just like, yep. It sure is. Yep, it's all yours. Because it sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
It's ooh. No, don't step on the old man's yard. But we were like, all right, sure thing, Undertaker.
So when Reigns eliminated Undertaker from the Rumble, and you got that shot of Reigns mouthing, "This is my yard now."
Yeah.
That's when it was like,
oh boy, you gonna get it? You gonna?
And that's something that Roman Reigns has reiterated multiple times through this feud. Right?
Dude,
this is my yard now.
How many times throughout this feud can Roman Reigns say it with all due respect? Because every fucking promo he did say it. And I am gonna say that I liked this feud, but the all due respect thing was every fucking time he talked.
Yeah. Honestly, if we just pretend that the WWE was treating Reigns like a heel in this feud, then it's been a great feud. It's the ongoing Roman Reigns complaint that he comes out talking like a cocky shit ass and should be. It's
especially now because there was so the week
we
talked about after Fastlane.
He was a real dick to the crowd too.
Yeah. And then after Fastlane, and then the second week after that was when HBK came out, right? So the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, who I think we've talked about on the show before, but he had a couple of classic. He probably had the best WrestleMania match of all time with the Undertaker.
He's a very good wrestler.
Very, very good. A lot of people have him at the top of best in-ring performer of all time. And he comes out and he's like, "Look, man, I've fought the Undertaker a couple times, and I can see that he's getting in your head. And once he sets up shop in your head, like that's it.
Yeah.
The match is over. Like you don't have a chance."
He said, if he's got that much headspace upstairs now, then by Mania you're done.
Yeah.
He's like, if he's taking up that much real estate upstairs already, then you're toast.
And then Roman was just like, "Well, I mean, he retired you." And it was just like, ooh, I actually really like that line. I mean, the promo was good. I really like that segment. The Roman stuff, and then the next week in Philadelphia, this is the promo that felt super heelish to me.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Look, Philadelphia, look, I've won Royal Rumble, I've headlined 2 WrestleManias, I've done all this stuff." It felt like, I don't think this is what maybe this isn't what they were trying to get across, but it was like that petulant child kind of like, "I've done all this stuff, why don't you like me?"
Yeah.
Finally just kind of like, without right out saying it, that's what was coming across to me.
So in a meta perspective, here's what, I was finally able to figure out why this has been bugging me so much. So Triple H in an interview with Sports Illustrated, I think.
Yeah.
So this is an out-of-character interview, but it's definitely towing the company line, right? Someone asked him about Reigns as being, a face or a heel. And he's like, "Well, he gets booed by like 70% of people, so by that metric, I guess he's a heel." Right? So he's like, "So I don't see what the problem is. If everyone's like, oh, we should turn him heel, well, if everyone's already booing him, then he already is a heel. So nothing needs to be done. He's getting the reaction, and that's all that's all that needs to happen."
But that's not how it's displayed.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So obviously that's what Triple H needs to say because he's towing the company line here, right?
Yeah.
But that's all well and good, except that the announcers
put him over
as a face,
Yeah.
and the authority figures treat him like a face, and he's booked like a face. Like he wins clean. He powers out. He doesn't do heel things. He's treated with the utmost respect by the commentators. It's like he's not being presented like a heel. He's being presented like a face, but people are booing him. That does not make him a heel.
Yeah.
Right? That's the storyline. It's like there is a disagreement between the crowd's response and how you're treating him, and that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
And I really want them to lean into it. I really want,
they can't be doing this
if Undertaker wins,
half and half stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know who that benefits. To be honest, I don't know.
Taker wins?
For Taker to win,
It doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
It just makes if the hardcore fans won't fucking lose their shit.
If Roman wins, I want him to fucking go nuts on Taker. I want him to pull out a chair and just beat the tar out of him.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want him to or Taker can win, but then Reigns snaps and just loses it on Taker. Right? Like you need. His character exists in the nega zone, and it's not good because it means you can't do anything with him. Like you can't have him do bad stuff while the announcers are like, "What a great swell guy," and you can't have him do good stuff because people hate him.
Yeah,
you've just. I know you don't listen to the show, so I don't know why I'm talking to you. But I know you don't want to cave to what the smarks think.
Yeah.
But you got to turn this guy heel for the sake of your storytelling.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I'm at this point, it's just like, I'm at this weird spot where I'm just like, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just Roman. He exists, right? And
I said that several episodes back where I'm just like, I'm done.
He's a thing that exists, and whether they turn him heel or not, like, I don't really care about anymore. Like, he's going to get the reaction he gets, and I agree, like, the commentary stuff is like, he's not a heel, right?
No.
He's not, that's not the way he's portrayed.
No.
But I mean, we're still going to boo him. If he beats Taker clean, am I going to be mad? No. Probably not. I mean, it's just what they want. I don't think it's like a disrespect to Taker.
I don't think it'll be disrespect to Taker.
That's what a lot of people are trying to.
If he wins clean, Taker beating Reigns doesn't do anything for either of them. Reigns winning clean over Taker also doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it does jack shit for his character. Like, I'm not disagreeing that, hey, like, they need to pull the trigger and make him do something.
Yeah, because like he's already
something.
He's won the Royal Rumble. He's won the title. He's won this. He beat the League of Nations handicapped. He beat this. You know, he beat Rusev at Hell in a Cell. Like, he's already a superhero.
Yeah.
Right. Him beating Undertaker doesn't help him at all. It's just like, he's slightly more super than he already was.
Yeah.
Right? So that's also not helpful. So something needs to happen from a character angle in this match for it to be worthwhile.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm sure it'll be a fine match. Reigns is probably
like
winning.
His Philly promo was great. I really loved it, just the way he acted, and it just felt like
exactly. And he was such an asshole to the crowd.
Yeah, he was great.
And I'm like,
this is cool. I was like, oh my god, he's so good. Like, it just feels like it felt like he was more relaxed.
Yeah,
and he was just kind of like
he would be so much more natural as a heel.
Yeah. And then the go home Raw, Undertaker, like. Undertaker, was the Philly Raw when he speared Taker? Yeah, the week before that he speared Taker just to get back for the choke
go
slam.
home Raw. Undertaker's graphics start like taking over the Then Now Forever graphic at the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
and he's digging basically he cuts a promo from beside a grave. He's like,
so
I'm digging this grave for you, Roman.
They showed his tombstone. It has Roman Reigns' name and the date of WrestleMania on it. I was like, yes, that's like old school Undertaker. Like, that's what he used to do all the time. I was like,
and then the video cuts out and the lights in the arena go down and the lights come back up and Taker's standing right beside Roman.
And then he makes the lights go spooky, and that's it. That's literally it. Like, he made it. He was like, ooh, spooky, and that was like, all right, yep.
Spooky lights.
Spooky lights.
Yeah.
And then Roman's like, night light, and fucking Undertaker's like, no, my one weakness. One light in the darkness.
2 more matches on the card.
Yeah. Oh, I'm picking Roman. Roman's winning.
Yeah, Roman's winning.
Oh, also, okay, how awesome would it be and how mad would everyone get if Roman beat Taker as bad as Lesnar beat Cena at that SummerSlam like 2 years ago? Remember when they created Brock Lesnar, the monster? Just like
bloody.
Undertaker doesn't get any offense in. Like, could you imagine the backlash? Like,
can you imagine? What about the way Goldberg beat Lesnar? Just
like 22, like a minute 30. Like, oh my god!
Just like spear, KO, Superman punch, pin, right?
Oh my god! I would just be like, holy shit! They actually did it. Like, more like, yeah. I mean, I'd be like, I don't want to watch another minute and a half match. I'd still be pissed. Like, I'm like, that's bullshit. But it'd be kind of funny.
Man, speaking of matches that I have no idea how they're going to go, this is because this is the next match we're going to talk about.
Oh, I know. I'm like locked into Bray Wyatt winning this match.
Oh, I was talking about Goldberg versus Lesnar.
Oh, we're going to see that first? Okay,
yeah. Well, because they have still,
because it's our main event. God damn it!
No, with that emphasis, like on SmackDown, they're talking about Orton and Wyatt as. This is their words, not mine, or like their emphasis, not mine. This is the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They've been really specific about how that match is the main event. And I don't know if that's just SmackDown telling their announcers to be wishful thinking, or if that is legit going to be the last match on the card. I hope it is. Spoiler
alert, they're going to do both at the same time. Wyatt's going to be untelevised. Got him!
I thought you were going to say like a war game.
Oh, like 2 rings? No, they're just going to have the Wyatt match and Orton match backstage somewhere. And they'll be like, oh, and Bray Wyatt won. At the end of the show, like after Goldberg or whoever wins their match, they're like, "Oh, we just got notes from backstage, but Bray Wyatt won." Good night, everybody.
Good night. Anyway, so Goldberg, the Universal Champion.
Yep.
Defending against Brock Lesnar.
Bork Laser.
So there's that rule we've talked about, that unwritten rule, where whoever is more dominant in the go-home face-off is losing the match. Yeah. So on Monday Night Raw, before this went home,
there's really not much to talk about in this feud.
No. Heyman cut a great promo. Brock was there. Goldberg came out. Goldberg speared him just like outside the ring, just like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then is like, I have title. And so
that's pretty much it. I will argue that a lot of people are like, oh, it's not even about the title. It's like, I would argue if you listen to did you listen to Heyman's promos? Because he mentions that title like multiple times. Yeah. And granted, they haven't really like, Goldberg hasn't talked about it really. It's just been Heyman, right? But that's usually the case with Heyman feuds. Like it's just like it's Heyman spouting off, and then the other person.
The best part about that promo, by the way, is Heyman's like, Lesnar is gonna put Goldberg down in the ground, and then is like does like Latin rites, like domine, and then he's like, oh wait, no, he's one of mine. And then he starts doing. He starts doing Jewish rites instead.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was great. Paul Heyman's a fucking genius.
He's really funny. Yeah. So Goldberg won the title from Kevin Owens at Fastlane. Yeah. Then Lesnar's like, well, we're still fighting at Mania. I guess it's for the title now. And they've had promos, and anything Heyman says is gold. Yeah. But that's it. They're fighting. I think Brock's going to win, and. How long do you think this match is going to be?
Therein lies the big question, Graham. How long does this match go?
I mean, we've seen from their previous...
I think it's going like 15, 20 minutes.
From their previous WrestleMania encounter, we've seen they can have very, very long matches if the first like 10 minutes is just them staring at each other.
I still haven't watched that match.
It's not good.
And that's what I've heard.
Yeah. I hope that whatever happens, Stone Cold still comes out and stunners both of them. That was the best part of that last match.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean...
I think it's going to be a 20 minutes. I think they're going to go...
Really?
Yeah.
You think Goldberg can do that?
I don't know. I guess we're going to find out, right? But I think it's going to be longer than whatever.
If I this is one of those things that's like super unfair to say because I have no way of proving it, but like if it is a super short match, because like you should have a good like... not long, but like a good length match at WrestleMania. Yeah. If it's not long, then it's because Goldberg can't.
Yeah, fair.
Because we know that Brock can. We've seen it.
Yeah.
So
we know Brock can go.
Yeah.
Goldberg's the question mark. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just intrigued to what happens in this match. I'm still fascinated with it. Like, what do they do? Is it going to be long?
Sting.
Or is it going to be a 30-second match?
Running from Sting.
Oh my god.
And then the NWO. And
then Daniel Bryan shows up.
Yeah.
Comes out of retirement.
Daniel Bryan enters on a zip line.
With the Flight of the Valkyries. And then he does that knee, his knee finisher from the zip line.
Oh, perfect.
Just murders Goldberg and Lesnar at the same time.
Yeah, and he's in the match suddenly.
Yeah. And then he pins them. Both.
Yeah.
With one finger.
Why not?
He's like, yes. WrestleMania. Pack it up, folks.
This is why we don't talk about fantasy booking very much.
Lesnar's winning.
Yeah. And then the main event.
Yeah, our main event.
Yeah, whether or not it is Bray Wyatt defending the World Heavyweight Championship. Or no, the WWE World Championship. Yeah. I think is what they're calling it now.
So, yeah.
Against Randy Orton in a singles match.
Yeah. When we talked about a little bit what happened, like why we got to this match or how we got to it with the AJ thing.
Yeah.
There's a couple things that we need to talk about that are fucking awesome.
Just some light arson.
Okay. So
just light. Just some friendly arson.
After Randy Orton says like, JK, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah.
Is it the week after? Yeah, it's like the week after, and Bray Wyatt's out in the ring. And Randy Orton shows up on the Titantron. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if they call it the Titantron anymore, do they?
I think so.
Okay. So Randy Orton's like in this house. Is that what happens? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's like cutting this promo.
Because he's like, I can't remember if someone's looking for, like AJ's looking for Randy, but Randy's not here. Haha, Randy's safe.
Yeah.
You know, and it shows Randy at the Wyatt compound. And he's like, you gave me the keys to the kingdom, Bray.
Yeah. And so, Randy Orton starts pouring gas all over this cabin, which we are made aware that it is the resting place of the corpse of Sister Abigail.
She's buried under the floorboards.
Which is the source of all Bray's power.
So Randy's got like a floorboard pulled up and exposed dirt under it. And
is there like little chunks you can see? Like there's like body parts? Is that this?
It just looks sort of... I mean, there's like, it zooms in on like earthworms. And the camera's like, earthworms, gross. So and he's like, I'm going to desecrate Sister Abigail's remains. Like a face would do. And
fuck, wrestling's the best.
I mean, this whole promo is great. And so he spreads gas all around the place. And
Bray's freaking out in the ring, man.
Bray's losing his mind in the ring. He's like, no, Randy, don't. What are you doing? And basically, Randy's like, I was screwing with you the whole time. Which again, don't forget, I said way back I knew they would retcon this because like you can't. His eyes glowed when he was like, I'm on your side, Bray. Wah, wah, wah. And it's like, Randy can't just do that. He can't just be like, I'll just make my eyes glow for pretend. So he knows. So, but whatever. It's
whatever.
Here we are.
The storylines have been so great that I'll just forget.
I know.
I'm like, fuck it.
Just saying. Called that. Yeah. Anyway, so he spreads gas around, and then there's this shot of him outside doing his like.
Well, he lights it. See, the greatest part about this, and this was another moment where I was just like, wrestling. Because you burn down this man's house, which we were given, and then he takes the time to do the pose in front of the burning building. Yeah. It's so fucking great. Like, there's a cameraman who's now an accomplice. Yeah. Like, you're part of the crime, buddy.
Yeah, you could have stopped this.
There's a brilliant, so we have Corbin almost kill someone with a forklift. Randy Orton burns Bray's house down, and actually AJ Styles brings this up in his promo.
Yeah, he's like
he gets fired because he's like Randy Orton burned a man's house to the ground and nothing happens. It's fucking brilliant. It's like, I mean, he's got you, right? This is that whole storyline with AJ was just like, is AJ the bad guy? Like he's giving us good points, right?
He makes solid points, AJ.
Yeah. So Randy Orton burns down.
Yeah, Wyatt loses his mind. Yeah. Does Wyatt get seen? Does Wyatt get seen live on TV after that point, or only in recorded promos?
Only. I think the next week is the recorded promo when he's at the Ashes. Yeah, and he's at the site where the house burned down. Yeah, and he's like, "Joke's on you! Power is inside me all along," and he rubs the ashes like all over his face. It's really cool.
He's like, "You've only made me stronger." Yeah, which.
Doesn't really make sense.
He's got no. I love it. He has to. Wyatt has to win this match.
Yeah. I mean, he has to.
It's my prediction, but he has to win because it's like if he doesn't, then
he's the power of a demon ghost girl. Inside
if he doesn't win this match, then he's full of shit. Yeah. Pretty much. Ruins, from a character standpoint. It ruins his character's credibility. Yeah. Right. He has to be because we haven't seen him since this, and he's like rubbing the ashes all over himself.
Well, we saw him on this go home. He wrestled Luke Harper this week. We saw him also, the next week was when Randy Orton was doing an interview with Renee Young, and then all the sheep men showed up randomly, and then fucking Renee Young just, she's just like, see you later. And she's like, peace. It's pretty funny. And then all of a sudden she's gone, and then Randy Orton gets beat up
surrounded by the
God, I wish this is the one episode where I'd love to show you the clips. But
he's wearing the Eric Rowan mask.
Yeah, and he gets beat up, and then Randy Orton is being held down, and Bray is talking in tongues, and he has this weird paddle thing with an X on it, which I didn't really understand, but I was like, all right, it works. And he's talking a weird Appalachian
crazy
voodoo priest or something. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. I really liked it. And then the go home episode, Bray fought Luke. And he beat him, and then, what happened after that?
Oh, I hope he gets Luke back.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember what happened after the Luke Harper match. I watched it last night.
When's Eric Rowan due to return?
Soon, I bet. I mean, he's cleared to wrestle, isn't he? He's been cleared forever.
At Mania, perhaps?
Maybe. I would like to see Luke and Rowan add to the tag division, maybe.
I mean, there's no shortage of tag teams on SmackDown,
that's true, actually.
But it's a good point.
Yeah,
but that's the sort of the
Bray's winning.
You should go watch the promo with Randy burning the house down.
Fuck, it's
pretty
great. Yeah. Go find the forklift thing with Corbin, because that's amazing. The Total Bella stuff with Miz and Maurice.
Yeah.
And the any of the Randy Orton stuff.
And Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
Yes.
That's your homework.
Yeah. That's your homework.
After this.
Yeah.
This first, then...
Well, I mean, if you're here...
If you got into this far through the thing. But yeah, that's the show.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, of course, there's Raw after Mania, which will be its own crazy thing.
There's also NXT this weekend.
Yep.
Ty Dillinger found some homeboys to help him fight Sanity.
Nice.
So that got added today. And there's a new female wrestler named Ruby Riot, and she helped them out on an episode of NXT.
Cool.
So it's a 4-on-4
Nice.
match. And then that's got Shinsuke and Bobby Roode in a rematch, and it's got Asuka versus Ember Moon, and it's got a 3-way between DIY, the Revival, and Authors of Pain. I think that's it. I feel there's no Cassius Ohno came back, but he doesn't have a match yet. But I think they're just waiting on that.
Fair enough. Oh, and speaking of tag teams, it is all but officially confirmed. As in it's been confirmed. As in the WWE Universe Twitter account has been joking about it, and everyone who has industry insider knowledge has been saying it's confirmed, but WWE themselves haven't confirmed it. Yeah. That the Broken Hardys.
Are they actually going to let them keep the gimmick?
Well, Matt claims he owns the gimmick.
Oh, okay. That's what I mean. But is the WWE going to let them do it like they did?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the question.
Because creative control to do that gimmick was a big part of what the Hardys wanted at TNA, but then the new owners kind of screwed them over about it, and then they tried to go to ROH, and Anthem was like, no, we own that gimmick. They aren't allowed to do that gimmick, and had it pulled from cable, and had that ROH show not able to be broadcast. And so I think what it is now is basically the Hardys have signed with WWE. Matt still maintains he owns the broken gimmick. Fight WWE in court, Anthem.
Got him.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to do the broken gimmick on WWE television, but it sounds like they might.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe they'll show up at Mania and enjoy some New Day pops.
Maybe they'll show up at the...
New Day got their ice cream. It's not ice cream. It's just freeze pops. It's a big letdown.
Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll show up at the ladder match.
That could be cool. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Who knows? WrestleMania! Yes, it's like Christmas. It's the
probably after Mania. But if they returned at Mania, that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
So that's your preamble.
Yeah.
Your preamble and predictions for WrestleMania.
We did it.
And now we get to watch it on Sunday, and then we'll try to get an episode turned around as quickly as we can. That episode will take a while to edit, because that one we will put the video into and everything. So.
Well, we won't be talking about any of this stuff. It's just straight the card. We're just going to be talking about the card.
Yeah.
And that'll be one pay-per-view for you to edit.
That's true.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. So,
almost like we're
thinking about it. Yeah. This is good also just to shunt this out of my head, too.
Yeah, dude.
So, until next time,
yes.
I'm on Twitter @Graham_LRR.
This guy's on Twitter @WakeUpSuper.
And all of this is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/LoadingReadyRun. Yeah. Or if you check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/LoadingReadyRun, where we all do streams.
Yeah. Every day.
And honestly, my biggest complaint leading up to this has been how much WWE is in love with their own marketing, and how they just started referring to the show as the Ultimate Thrill Ride.
How fucking funny was it when Taker said Ultimate Thrill Ride?
Right?
Yeah.
That's the problem. When Triple H is trying to do this intense promo against Seth, and he's like, if you want to face me at the Ultimate Thrill Ride. It's it's not, you can just say WrestleMania. You don't...
Oh, when Taker, I forgot to mention, it's a good thing you brought it up, because Taker is standing by a grave that he's digging for Roman Reigns, and he says, at the Ultimate Thrill Ride. It's not a good look.
Your father, the cerebral assassin. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys in a week or so.
Bye.